warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Today, we have an exhaustive 45 to 50 minutes program decoding the entire Bihar election result. It's been a baffling day beyond anybody's comprehension because what was seen as a keen and a close contest turned out to be a tsunami for NDA. Yes, it was all overwritten that it was Nitish and Prime Minister Modi who probably held the sway. Now, as usual, after every election, Prime Minister Modi goes for a victory speech from the party headquarters, which has just got over, and he has lambasted the Grand Alliance parties and also eulogized his winning formula, also sending out a message to Mamta Banerjee and other states as well. So I'll just begin with what Prime Minister Modi has said, and then we will come on to decode the number theory. First, he said that Bihar gave the new MY formula, says Prime Minister Modi, and I'm just touching upon the points he said. He said that Modi said some parties in Bihar had created the appeasement formula of MY, but today's victory has given a new positive MY formula, and that is Mahila and the youth. That is what the new MY formula Prime Minister Modi talked about. Then he said that what exactly he said about the Jungle Raj, their desire, he actually pointed fingers at the opposition, saying that their desire, their aspiration, and their dreams have completely been destroyed. And the old communal MY formula of the Jungle Raj people, that has got decimated completely. Then he says, Katta Sarkar will never return in Bihar. He elaborated it, saying that when I used to speak about Jungle Raj and Katta Sarkar in Bihar elections, RJD party raised no objections. However, this made the Congress uneasy. And today he says that I want to reiterate that Katta Sarkar will never return to Bihar. This is what he said. Then after that, he, of course, eulogized the NDA, the Karyakartas. He said that this result or this mandate which the NDA has got is a result of good governance. Development has won. It's a pro-people spirit which has won. Social justice has won. And then he extends gratitude to each and every person of Bihar for blessing the NDA with a historical and unparalleled victory in the 2025 Vidhan Sabha elections. Then he also rolls out the plan for Bihar in the coming times, and the winning coalition will do even more for Bihar's progress. There will be no migration. Bihar's infrastructure, Bihar's culture, all will see an improvement. Then he spoke about the Yuva Shakti, the Nari Shakti, that will get many opportunities to lead a life of prosperity. Then, of course, he also pointed fingers at the RJD and Congress, again calling Congress and a Parjeevi party. And then he also warned the other allies of Congress that, Congress is a liability, sending out a signal to other parties who are part of the Grand Alliance. Then he also said that days are not far when Congress will split into two halves, because many within the Congress feel that this negative politics is not working. So all this was, in a sense, the quintessence of his speech. But let's decode the numbers for you, which are on the screen now. NDA 201, Mahagathbandhan 36. Jan Suraj Party, which became such a big talking point. Everybody thought that it could emerge as an X factor, failed to open its account. That, of course, will also get into the reasons of what happened to the Jan Suraj Party. What role did it play in the numbers that you see on the screen? So let's go straight to our panelists. We'll try and decode this entire Bihar result from the point of view of Mahagathbandhan and also from the point of view of the NDA as well. So joining me this evening are a special panel of guests. We have Ashok Mishra, senior journalist and political commentator from Bihar. Thank you so much for joining. We have TK Rajlakshmi, who's a senior editor with The Hindu. Thank you so much, Rajlakshmi, for joining. We have Professor Sanjay Kumar, who's a professor of the political science at AN College, Patna. Thank you so much. We have independent media journal analyst Siddharth Sharma with us. And we also have Wing Commander Anuma Acharya, who's a Congress spokesperson, joins us. Thank you so much, Anumaji, for joining. And let me begin with Anumaji, because lots of questions now will be asked of the opposition. But overall, there is complete disappointment in the camp of the opposition. So let me begin by Anumaji. Uh, Anuma, what would you really say to a result like this? Of course, there have been a lot of sound bites since morning. We saw Pawan Khera saying that the entire credit to this NDA victory goes to Ganesh Kumar. Akhilesh Yadav attributed it to SIR, that now the same results will be seen in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. Then Aam Aadmi Party's Sanjay Singh also almost repeated the same thing, and then he started repeating his experience, what he found in Delhi. So, what would you really say? I mean, what about the numbers which Congress is witnessing? I mean, were you expecting a result like this? Everybody thought that it was a keen contest, but this looks like a one-sided tsunami in favor of NDA.
Good evening to you and all the panelists. In fact, I have been voicing this time and again in every forum I have got that SIR is doing that damage because a lot of people, a lot of voters' name was deleted. 23 lakh women's vote were also deleted. Total 45 lakh votes were deleted. And when they deleted the votes, they deleted at once, but when we tried restoring them, there was a lengthy process. You have to fill up an online form, you have to give affidavit, and a lot of things. So, in the assembly which I was overseeing, in that 19,500 votes were deleted, but we could restore only 9,000 few hundred votes because there was, first of all, online connection was an issue. People are from the deprived communities, so they don't have much knowledge about it. And 10,000, approximately 10,000 plus votes we could never restore. And after 9th October, the Election Commission refused to accept those votes which we wanted to restore. So the results are announced today, but its story at engineering was done much before that. And of course, we never expected such kind of a defeat, but I think this is not organic. I think it is so curated that even Mr. Nitish Kumar cannot think of joining hands with the India alliance, because even after that his numbers are so less that he can't make a combined coalition government. So this is my take on the issue. Of course, we have a lot of learning. I have personally, I think that we have gone to the people with our schemes that we should avoid, because once our schemes are out and open, this government, who is already in the already having governance, they have every counter to act upon because they are still in the government. So I think that is, personally, I think that is my lesson, that we should make an outreach to people.
You were also the observer for the Bihar elections, and you've been traveling all across Bihar. What was the sense that you got from the ground? Were you expecting that Congress will be reduced to almost like the 6 seats that we see? I mean, were you expecting such a performance?
So I was very sure the assembly I was overseeing, I was so sure that the sitting MLA will once again win the seat. But I do not know. One was, of course, she started with a minus 10,000 because her victory margin was last time only 2,000 votes. So she started with minus 8,000 because those votes could not be restored. But people were talking about change, everyone, because that constituency was a reserve constituency. People are generally from very poor background, from SC community, mostly SC community, Muslims also, Dalits also. So therefore people were voicing their dissent against the government. And even Jivika Didis I met, more than 300, 400, they said we have never asked for 10,000 rupees, why it has been given to us. They were rather concerned about the cost of gold, the inflation, the price rise, all of it. They were affected with all of it. And also private schools, because they were saying that there are no nearby government schools and government schools are closing, their conditions are bad. So whatever I saw and what the result we see, there is a marked difference. This is something which you cannot believe. I mean, uh, I can't believe that this has happened, because the that sitting MLA that time, she has lost with a great margin of votes. So I think that there is this is not Janadesh, this is Gyanadesh. This is Ganesh Kumar's deal with the BJP. It's
Right.
my perspective.
All right. So you feel cheated, you feel deceived by the election commission, and which is why all the opposition parties are saying that the credit for this NDA victory goes to Ganesh Kumar. Now let me come to all the other panelists one by one, and then again I'll come back to Anuma. Raj Lakshmi, I'll begin with you. The big
Yeah.
picture, which looks like the NDA to 201, MGB 36, JSP failed to open the account, and then the victory speech of Prime Minister Modi. It almost in a way threatens the allies. If you saw the speech carefully, and I was listening each and every word of what he was saying, he almost says that, now this the yatra of victory is endless. It'll go on. The waters will flow from Bihar now to West Bengal. uh, Justifying the SIR exercise as well without having even an iota of regret about the fact that the case is still pending in the court. What about these constitutional issues, the ethicality behind so many issues over which BJP just uh, tries to bulldoze the ethicality part of the election? It seems that to win an election, there are no morals, no ethics, win come what may. And that's the winning formula. That's become the winning formula for and did you also feel that Prime Minister Modi was almost threatening all the allies who were in the Grand Alliance that look, Congress is now a liability, you better watch out, and in a way that was an indirect threat to all the allies? Did you also feel so?
Well, yeah, I mean, his tone has always been, on the belligerent side, and in fact, more so in the face, of a big victory, if I may add. But then, as such, it's not such a great victory if you actually look at the vote shares. Also, the BJP's vote share has not really gone up substantively. I mean, in fact, the JDU's vote share has. So where those additional vote share of around 4% of an increase, where has it come from? It's quite easy to guess. So you can easily draw a link between the 10,000 and this and the increased voter participation by women this time. And uh, and 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 so other than that, I think yes, it's a victory for the NDA. Nobody can deny that. But the way it's been arrived at, the manner it was arrived at, those are in fact serious issues of ethicality, of in fact morality. So whether every political party would also follow that path, I surely hope that the MJB, that the Mahagathbandhan constituents do not go down that path. Yes, I mean, as far as these issues are concerned, the SIR itself is concerned. I think somebody ought to do a serious study on on the exclusions, or in fact the deletions that happened along the north and western borders of Bihar, and whether they had an impact on the NDA's victories. I think those some kind of a study needs to be done at some stage, because there has been some evidence to show that previous deletions, not exactly on the line of an SIR, which took place in 2020, prior to the 2020 assembly elections. There was some amount of correlation which showed the exclusion of people belonging to EBC communities, to SC, as well as Muslim communities. And clearly, I mean, they the parties that these communities are more likely to vote for are those parties that speak, the language of the working classes, and not the language of parties that are steeped in money, steeped in wealth, spend a lot of money on elections, etc. So these exclusions, the kind of impact that they've had, and on what sections of the people, that is something important that needs to be gauged. Because if you actually look at the constituents of the NDA, they have not really, in substantive terms, as I said, barring the JDU, have been able to increase their vote shares. The LGP has, in fact, retained its vote share but increased the number of seats. Uh, Last time it won only one. This time I think it's going to cross the 10 digit mark. But as I said, so I mean, incrementally it's not so much. Now, what maybe in hindsight could have been done by the MGB was to forge, alliances with those parties who have sort of cut into the anti-incumbency vote, because clearly there must have been anti-incumbency against the sitting government, because the kind of response the MGB elicited on ground was there for everybody to see. So it's not that there in fact wasn't popular sentiment with the MGB constituents. Now there's whole thing about the first past the post system we know, and how it works out. But here I'm saying that maybe parties like the AIMIM, maybe the BSP, they have also been anti NDA, and you are the Jan Suraj itself. I mean, the in fact Prashant Kishor used to attack the BJP much more than he used to attack any other party. And then you had Chandrasekhar Azad's party too. So saying the outreach could have been, I think, better planned. That would have definitely added to the MGB's prospects. I mean, in the long
Right.
run, yeah.
Right, but I want to come to a larger question now. Professor Sanjay, I'll come to you now. With this Bihar election and the kind of results which we are seeing, where RJD is almost decimated, Congress almost has a negligible presence now in Bihar. Of course, at the center, they are a big force. It is the principal opposition party. There's no two ways about that. But with this Bihar election result, do you think that it is the beginning of the era of the decimation of the regional parties? You remember what BJP has been saying about one nation, one election, and what was the apprehension of all the political parties, that it will lead to the decimation of the regional parties, or the regional parties might die with one nation, one election. You see what SIR is doing, and this process has begun from Bihar. So do you see that now will begin the era where I think it probably might, we'll just see two parties, that is Congress and BJP. Yes, Professor Sanjay.
You are very much right. Now, I think BJP will advance this issue, one nation, one election, and very strongly they will just put forward this thing, and it has started from Bihar, and what at present it is saying that ultimately there will be two national parties, but what I think the other national party, Indian National Congress, will be not in such a position, will not be so strong to counter this BJP. This is very much, and the process has begun from Bihar. And if there is no resistance at the national level, then there that will go, and that will impact in other states, and other states elections will be fought on that thing, SIR and other things. I am from very beginning, I have been saying that this SIR should be raised, that issue should have been raised very effectively right from the beginning of the election in Bihar. But after when
It was raised. If you
Rahul
look at
Gandhi,
the SIR issue, if you look at the SIR issue, it was vociferously raised by the opposition, whether it was RJD, whether it was Congress. I was constantly in touch with most of the leaders, and they were raising the issue.
no, in the beginning, when Rahul Gandhi came for the first time here during the election, he raised that issue very much. When he went away, the issue became very cold. Nobody, they
Okay, so
were
you mean
just
to say that after
putting,
the vote Adhikar Yatra, after the vote Adhikar Yatra, you're saying that the issue got
yeah,
diluted.
yeah,
Okay.
diluted, and that was put on the back burner. And they were starting raising some other issues. When Rahul Gandhi came back again in Bihar, then this issue was raised. And also that revolution at Haryana took only one day before the second phase of election, as I remember. That also could not make impact, because you have to convince the local people. You have to say this thing, what is going in the media, in the social media, to ground level. And here Congress as well as RJD failed very much, and their organization Congress organization in Bihar is already in shambles, and RJD has a little bit, and small parties they do not have any organizational thing, and this has benefited mostly BJP and JDU and other parties like Chirag Paswan's parties. But this is not only the reason which could be said for the defeat of the opposition. There are so many other reasons, and they should be taken care of those issues. And now I think that the opposition party should not sit quiet, and they should raise these issues throughout the year, throughout the 5 years, and then only then they will be in a position to win or be in the fray in the next 2020 2030 elections. This is the
Right.
situation here.
Okay, I'll come to Anumaji because Anumaji has to leave for another debate on another channel. Anuma, I was wanting to ask you that, the various issues now which are coming up, by which you are saying that, it looks like a doctored mandate, thanks to Ganesh Kumar. Now, what we practically see, apart from the shortcomings which Grand Alliance faced in terms of coordination, in terms of a late declaration of Tejasvi as the CM face, then maybe some shortfall on the ticket distribution, that is the internal party problem that of course you have to grapple with, and that your party and your party leader will have to grapple with. But then these factors like 10,000 rupees to 25 lakh women, 65 lakh voters removed after the SIR, then vote chori done in large numbers in terms of voter list manipulation, then a compromised election commission of India, propaganda of the news channels. Now these are various factors which are overriding all the shortcomings which are there already existing within your party and maybe other parties within the grand alliance. But these are larger issues. How are you planning to tackle it? And everybody on social media is saying, even Yashwant Sinha, I was reading his tweet, he said, it's time now that the opposition parties should boycott the election, at least till the time till Ganesh Kumar is there as a CC. What about boycotting elections? What is the use of such an election? Anuma.
Look, this option was there with us before as well, that we could boycott elections when Rahul Gandhi first time talked about stealing of votes, vote chori. At that time, we also thought, but what happens in such a scenario? The parties which are not in presence or very minimal in presence, they take advantage of that. Even some India alliance parties may also go for polls, so that will actually damage the democracy all the more. That's what I feel. I think a lot of introspection we have to do as to how to tackle this, because this is going to be a very big nexus. There will not be any more democracy, and I think it's not existing even now. The problem here is, if you see the broad data, Tejasvi Yadav's vote has been dropped by just 0.35%, but he lost more than 50 seats. Similarly, Congress voters are less by 1%. Congress lost about 15 seats. So when BJP scored more 1% more, but their gain is 28 seats. So there is some data which we have to examine that, and we have to churn it, and we have to see what all has happened, because it's a scam of a very big, I should say, it's very huge scam. We really have to think through this. As of now, I don't see any headway, and I think the party will definitely, India alliance within themselves will discuss about it. But at the same time, what also has happened, you have seen BJP has did every gimmick. There, all the ministers were there. Their lappu tappu pappu narrative was also there. Meri maa ko gali their narrative was also there. So BJP had a lot of money, and also they have distributed money and liquor on the last day of the poll. That also had happened in my assembly itself. So I do not know what exactly will happen. People will sit down, and then we'll discuss what all we can, how we can tackle this, how we can fight it back. But as of now, it is an engineered victory for NDA. And today I came to know even my voter ID has been deleted from the voter list, because they said in 2003 I was not a voter. Of course, I will try and get my name.
Rahul, if you heard Prime Minister Modi's speech, he's saying that the purification of voter rolls has been accepted gladly by the people of Bihar. This is what he said. Now, how are you going to tackle this deletion and addition of voters? No matter how much the parties may cry that, look, there were so many fake voters, there were so many BJP faces we saw who voted, as a fake voter in Bihar, but nobody could do anything. Now, what are you going to do? Well, now, since Prime Minister in his speech has justified the purification of voter rolls, saying that, the Janta of Bihar has gladly accepted it, what can the opposition parties do? The SIR has been steamrolled from Bihar. Now it will continue to other states. What can the opposition parties do now?
We will have to come on roads, because if this continues, the BJP will win every election. And here also, if you have seen,
Yes.
Nitish Kumar doesn't have enough numbers that he can even come to India Alliance ever. So, of course, we will have to come to the roads. We have done one Bharat Jodo Yatra. This time, perhaps we will have to be more aggressively coming to the roads, and we
Yeah.
have to protest against it, because there is no other way. If my vote can be deleted, my voter ID can be deleted, and then I will have to really restore it next month. It cannot happen before January. And if I miss January by any chance, then my my right to vote is gone. So in Madhya Pradesh, this is the process is on. Therefore, I am just mentioning that.
Yeah.
So I think everybody has to very seriously think about it, and we will have to fight back. In any case, we'll fight back. Let's see how and when and what kind of method we derive.
Right. You mentioned about Nitish Kumar, that Nitish Kumar may have won good numbers for his party, but he looks like a pitiable figure currently. And I'm going to come to Siddharth now. It's a precarious situation for him, that he has to suffer BJP anyhow. Now he cannot survive politically on his own terms and conditions like he used to do earlier. He was known for his somersaults, he was known for his pulties. Now he can't do any pulti, no somersaults. I think he will have to suffer BJP now. And we don't even know whether poor soul's name will be declared as a chief minister. What will you say about Nitish Kumar?
Well, one thing very clear in this election results, Nitish Kumar cannot be written off because Nitish Kumar is a strange character in the sense that most politicians play from a position of strength, but Nitish Kumar is an exception. He plays from a position of weakness, and he's a very, basically in cricketing terms, he's a very good backward player. So anyway, what happens to Nitish Kumar will come later. But whenever an election happens, because an election also ensures the transfer of power happens without any kind of violence smoothly. So that's why we say democracy has won. So what is the meaning of the word democracy? It's a combination of two words, two Greek words, demos and kratos. Demos means people, kratos means system. So what happened today in Bihar? People of Bihar voted for a regional party, but the system ensured that a national party has won the elections. Essentially, more than a crore people have voted for RJD. The next best will not even be near that mark, more than nearly 11 lakh. So even if you say if you are a BJP supporter and will not say that this election was rigged, even if this election was not rigged, everyone agrees it is as clear as day that this system is skewed. This result is totally skewed, even if it is not rigged. Then it is skewed. Even a BJP supporter will have to agree that this is a skewed result. What will happen now is that this will now set cat amongst all the regional parties from Punjab to Delhi to West Bengal to Andhra Pradesh to Tamil Nadu to Kerala, irrespective of their coalition, whether they are part of BJP or not part of BJP, that BJP has become too hegemonic. And data says regional parties always get more than 40% of the votes, while national parties have never even touched 40%, even during Modi 2.0. When
No, no.
Modi government got
Now, tell me something. Now, this winning formula which Modi has come across, and he spoke about it, the MY formula, the Mahila and the youths, and this is the new MY combination, which I'm sure not only in Bihar, but he'll repeat and replicate in several other states. whether it is Tamil Nadu, whether it is Kerala, whether it is West Bengal. And if this becomes a winning formula, along with the horsepower of the election commission, the administrative potential, so which means that it's only going to be BJP all across the country then, now in the coming
Well,
election.
just because somebody won and he made a statement does not mean that everybody listens to him. This Bihar election, very clear that 7 out of 10 voters in Bihar voted for a regional party. They did not vote for BJP. But who gets first invite from the governor tomorrow to form a government as single largest party? Because as per constitution, for whatever coalition you have, as per constitution, the single largest party is invited to form the government. So
Are you,
tomorrow,
are you hinting that Nitish Kumar is planning maybe another surprise? Who knows?
no, I'm not. That's what I said. I'll come to what Nitish Kumar will do. I'll come to that later. But constitutionally, the governor of any state, once an election is over, he calls the single largest party to form the government, and then he administers the oath, and then gives him 10 days, 12 days, 7 days to prove his majority. So constitutionally, what will happen? The governor of Bihar is now constitutionally bound to invite BJP to form the government, isn't it? So what I suspect now is that regional parties will now invoke federalism, Article 1 of the Constitution, that India is a union of states, to stop this BJP's bulldozer. And today something is circulating in the on social media, and it is circulating pretty well. It says, "एक बोतल में तीन गिलास, नीतीश लालू रामविलास." एक बोतल में तीन गिलास, Nitish, Lalu, Ramvilas. Now put all these three together, they are 128. They are 128. So my point again is that although this election result, even if it is not rigged, it is so skewed that when people are voting for regional parties, a national party called BJP is getting the lion's share. And that is going to set a huge cat amongst all the regional parties, because Gupta Ganesh, it seems to today have played a massively overplayed his hand today. This will backfire big time on BJP.
Why are you calling him a Gupta Ganesh? I'm sure he's a happy man. His memes
No,
are all over. He's sitting on a BJP arrow.
No.
Placard.
No, he is a he might be a happy man, but this massive overplaying, there is a saying that you should never massively overplay your hand. The moment you massively overplay your hand, this will backfire on the BJP. Even a son doesn't tolerate a father's hegemony, leave alone a political party. 40% of the vote share in India today, political parties are getting. In Bihar, 7 out of 10 people have not voted for BJP. Sorry, 8 out of 10 people have not voted for BJP. So whatever the BJP top brass can decide about sermonizing from whichever office they want, they can sermonize on all the things. But the people of Bihar today will feel that 8 people out of 10 have not voted for BJP. Only 2 out of 10 people have voted for BJP. And now BJP gets to form the government. So even if they form the government in Bihar, please understand that across India, in all the states where regional parties are very strong, they will start invoking Article 1 of the Constitution of India. That is, India is a union of states. There cannot be BJP's hegemony. So my simple understanding is that from here on, I think, again, I'll say this, Gupta Ganesh seems to have massively overplayed his hand today. This will backfire on the BJP because all the regional parties, and they're very strong. In India, regional parties are pretty strong. Even if you have a Lok Sabha election, they always get more than 40% of the of votes. Even during its heyday, that is Modi 2.0 2019, BJP did not get 40% of the vote share. So regional parties are always a very strong figure. But today's election results are so skewed that even though they got the popular mandate from the people, regional parties got 8 votes, 8 out of 10 people voted for regional party. But if a national party like BJP is getting into power, the regional parties, for the simple fact that now this is a matter of survival for them, they will start invoking many things. And I think they will start with invoking Article 1 of the Indian Constitution, because that's very clear, and it's clear as day. India is a union of states. So I think that is how BJP's bulldozer is going to be stopped, or the hurdles to BJP's bulldozer. Because as you said, now this is a BJP bulldozer that is steamrolling. Now who is going to stop it? How is it going to be stopped? I think that is how it is going to be stopped. And other than that, in Bihar, many things can happen. Bihar, as I said, 4 characters from Bihar explain Bihar very nicely. One is the mythological figure called Karna. He was a nice guy. He was in the bad team. Then there was another character from Bihar, Samrat Ashoka. In his former life, he was a bad guy, ended up a emperor, not just an emperor, a world-renowned figure. Then
Correct.
there is Chandragupta Maurya, who was who himself was an emperor but died as a fakir. Then there was Chanakya, who was himself a fakir, but he was more powerful than a samrat. So Bihar is a very strange place. I would not
No, no,
say this
in
election.
fact, I was coming to Raj Lakshmi, then I'll come to Professor Sanjay. Raj Lakshmi, is this Bihar election result setting a new political template altogether? That is what Prime Minister Modi also hinted in his speech. That now we've got a winning formula. Now this victory juggernaut will roll one state in after states after states, and he also hinted at other states, also hinting at the other allies who are part of the Grand Alliance. So, do you think that for BJP NDA, this Bihar election result could become a turning point, a new paradigm shift, if I may say, because they've got a new winning formula, they've got the election commission, they've got the administrative power, they've got pots of money to bribe the voters as well, and of course, they have the administrative machinery, the electoral machinery. Uh, they become an unstoppable force. What we thought
Yeah.
in 2024, when they were reduced to 240 seats, now BJP and NDA are emerging as a much more powerful coalition.
I don't think that their what to say, their luck, the run of luck is going to sort of continue in this pattern in the other states that are going to see are going to go they're going to have elections, next year and the year after, because here I think the BJP's performance was quite contingent on the JDU's performance also. So and as I said earlier, that it was a JDU which has shown a far better improvement, on its vote share as compared to the BJP. So it's clearly it has been, whether let's say, a vote for Nitish Kumar in one sense, and which also propelled the BJP to get some of those benefits. So the NDA sort of benefited from that essentially. I mean, on its own, I'm not so sure whether the BJP would have done so well. So and also this also sort of getting the LJP on board. So all this sort of
Rajat,
cumulative
what is your
added.
hunch? What is your hunch about Nitish Kumar? I have a screenshot. I wish I
Yeah.
could play that. My colleague is there at the backstage. Shubham, I'm sending you a tweet. And if you can put that out, that was a tweet which was put out by the JDU handle. Apparently, that was deleted. And that's a very interesting tweet where they said that Nitish Kumar hamesha Mukhyamantri the aur rahenge. Shubham, if you're there backstage, I'm just sharing this tweet with you, and if you can put that out on the screen for the viewers. And here it goes. Shubham, you must have got this tweet. Please play that out. And in the meanwhile, I'll just try and explain to the viewers what exactly it is said. Now, this was a Janta Dal United tweet. If I can bring my
Right.
phone close and everybody can see
Yeah,
what's
yeah, I've
written.
seen it.
You can
Yeah.
see Nitish Kumar with his folded hand, and the message which goes there, ना भूलो ना भूतो ना भविष्यति, नीतीश कुमार बिहार के मुख्यमंत्री थे, हैं और रहेंगे. Now, the moment this tweet was put out, just a few minutes later, I think JDU deleted this tweet. And what were the constraints, do you think? And which is why I come back to that question, that has BJP managed to tighten Nitish Kumar's screws? The very fact that they had to delete this in the morning, I remember I saw the news channels in the morning. We saw posters of Nitish Kumar all across Patna.
Yeah.
He's such a tall leader sending out a message to BJP. And here the story has completely changed. Now, here BJP has emerged as the single largest party, and Nitish Kumar is forced to play a second fiddle. So, what do you think is going to be the future of Nitish Kumar? Shubham, if you got that tweet and if you can play that out so that you can, the viewers also can see the tweet. Yes, Rajashri.
See, well, I think if the BJP acts, I mean, in a big brotherly and a boisterous way, and sort of goes about asserting its claims to selecting, a person that it prefers as the chief ministerial candidate, it's not going to go down well, clearly, with its allies, and definitely not with the JDU, because where the JDU has registered a significant increase in its vote share. So it's all a question that ek botal mein teen gilas. if that formula comes to play, I mean, I mean, it will be a completely different
That's an
scenario.
interesting phrase. एक बोतल में तीन glass. नीतीश, लालू और रामविलास.
Lalu
Siddharth,
Ramvilas.
I get it
Yeah,
correctly. Okay, so
yeah,
here
that's
first, this is the tweet I was
Yeah,
talking about.
in fact, I've sent you that screenshot.
Okay. Yeah, we put that out on the screen for the viewers. Now look at this. Na bhuto na bhavishyati. Nitish Kumar Bihar के मुख्यमंत्री थे हैं और रहेंगे. And just a few minutes later, this tweet was deleted by the JDU. You will not find it anymore on the Twitter handle. Yes, Rajlakshmi, over to you, and then I'll come
Yeah.
to Professor
No,
Sanjay.
no, which means that the JDU is also asserting. It's also asserting because it's already got, wind of the fact that people in the BJP are not really talking, openly in terms of, Nitish as a CM, and which is a fact because I did hear several BJP spokespersons, sort of being wishy-washy and dilly-dallying on that issue and just insisting, "नहीं, हम तो एक साथ हैं," and all that. हम एक टीम के साथ लड़े हैं, so टीम में तो कोई भी हो सकता है. So it is not necessary that it could be Nitish Kumar as a choice. It could be anybody that the BJP opts to pick up, and they could always make a case that that Nitish Kumar's health is not very good. I mean, is frail or various things, and there have been sort of murmurs about his health and and various related issues. So it's quite possible that that they might make a case out of that. So, I mean, here it's left to the other leaders in the JDU and the NDA perhaps to assert themselves and to say and to say that boss ye nahi chalega, and that we would rather go with the face of the man who's essentially the face of the NDA in Bihar. It's not Samrat Chaudhary who's the face of the NDA in Bihar. I mean, yes. Mr. Modi may have helped get votes because it's Mr. Modi, but then I do not think that without Nitish, the NDA could have got such a big lead.
Right.
And other than this, I mean, in fact, referring to what the PM said in his speech today, that the people of Bihar have given like a resounding mandate to SIR. I think 56% of Bihar hasn't. I mean, if you look at the NDA's vote share, which is 44% something, so
In fact,
56% of Bihar.
the vote share is more or less intact as far as the
Yeah,
Mahagathbandhan is concerned. But a
yeah,
counter
yeah,
constitution
exactly.
of votes has happened on the other side.
Exactly. So similarly, so it makes no sense to say that that this is like it's a mandate. In fact, the RJD continues to have the largest vote share among all the constituents. I mean, not only in the MJB but also in the NDA. I mean, amongst all parties, the RJD has the highest vote share. So in that sense, the I
Right.
think it has got more of the popular vote in that sense. Yeah.
Right. So we'll have to wait and watch whether Nitish Kumar is actually declared as the chief minister. We do not know yet.
Yeah.
We could see some surprises, but one factor which we've missed out in this entire discussion, and that is Prashant Kishor. Professor Sanjay, I'll come to you. The man who created a change, it created a perception of change, like what Arvind Kejriwal promised to Delhi. And in fact, they came to power. But Prashant Kishor's not opening the account at all in Bihar, what does it go to show? Is it the end of the political career for Prashant Kishor? Do you see going back to his party consultancy, because he did say that first he said that I'm giving up my political consultancy work, then he said I'm taking a political plunge, then he also addressed his party workers saying that if we fail to bring in any seats, then you all are free to move wherever you want. What do we see happening to Jan Suraj party now? Is it the end game for JSP?
Well, I don't think that Prashant Kishore can be written off. He has been doing, he has been traveling almost for the last 3 years in the different corner of Bihar, and he has done a lot of work. In number of seats, in number of seats, it is true that till now he hasn't got even a single seat. That is true. But so far, public consciousness is concerned, so far, political consciousness among the masses, which he has brought, is a very, I think, tremendous. And when you compare it with Delhi's situation is quite different. There you will find learned voters and very much conscious voters. But in Bihar, and especially in remote areas, they are not so conscious like they are in Delhi. So here the task is very tough, and here it doesn't appear that Prashant Kishor will. I think his career will end. It is not like that, and he has a lot of time before him just to flourish again after election. And I think that he will be moving. He won't sit idle, and he will be very much in politics. And so far, he what he has said, that whosoever from Jan Suraj wants to go in whatever party, they are allowed to do. I don't think that most of the people in Jan Suraj, they are non-political background. So for them, joining other parties, I think they won't prefer. And some of them might be from very veteran politicians. Some of them, like RCP, and so some even more people, they might go from one party to another party, but most of the cadre that will
Right.
remain in Jan Suraj.
All right, all right. So finally, I come to you, Siddharth, now for the concluding comment. And with the gesture and the body language of Prime Minister Modi, you remember the moment he walked onto the stage for his victory speech, he waved his gamcha, and that's like a typical style of Prime Minister Narendra Modi when he's beaming with confidence. And this is what he did. He waved his gamcha at the party workers, and you could see the glimmer on his face. I want to understand from you, what is he going to do now? He's already given an indirect, belligerent threat to all the parties, whether they are his allies, whether they are the political parties in the opposition. Everybody has got a message. What do you think has Prime Minister Modi's biggest message been from his speech today?
I think it was not a message. It was more like a rhetoric. It was more like a victory speech. Because if there would have been something substantial, he would have said something substantial. But the way he was belligerent, obviously, it was kind of a celebration of victory. But I'd like to touch upon very briefly how, even if we say this numbers here, uh, if we say this is not rigged, even if they are skewed, they are not rigged, then how come this kind of landslide victory happened to BJP and BJP's allies? A very simple thing. We humans live in the past, we have a present, and we have some aspirations about the future. Any political party's narrative, when it is given to the people, has to have three things. One, it has to have an ideology, it has to have some governance issues, and then it has to also promise something. BJP in this election was very quiet about the ideology part because it knew that it was in government for 20 years. The more it spoke about any ideological thing, the more anti-incumbency it would come. So it was very silent on that. As far as governance was issued, present governance, that 10,000 that it gave to women did work in its favor. And it made some very huge promises like, what do you say, internationalizing Makana, etc. As far as the opposition was concerned, ideology wise, it was very strong because, again, I say, even if BJP would have won landslide, it's very clear that other parties like RJD have polled more votes than that. That means that on ground they have polled votes. That means that ideology wise, opposition, vote chori, SIR, etc., constitutional voting rights, they also had a very strong effect on people. Unfortunately, because they were not in government, they could not deliver anything in governance. There they were silent because they didn't have the 10,000 to give directly. Now, I think the weak point here was opposition's weak last mile messaging. Their messaging of the aspirations that they were stood for, maybe kamai, maybe dawai, maybe padhai, all these things are very aspirational in nature. I think the opposition got stuck in the SIR and vote chori thing too much. They were not able to do anything as far as governance was issued because they were not in power. Now, as far as the aspirations is concerned, because human being also has certain aspirations, he also has certain what do you say, dreams about the future. The dream about the future that the BJP gave about internationalizing Makana or Vishwaguru and these kind of things, and the aspirational messaging, that is what they would be delivering if they come to power. I think weak last mile messaging happened. All the BJP, all the sorry,
Right.
oppositions, most of the, yeah.
uh, I know you are talking about the weak messaging by the opposition, but one epithet which Prime Minister Modi also used for Congress that we missed out, and I think towards the end of it, I think we must harp on this. He said Congress parjeevi to hai, but after that he added a new epithet to Congress. In fact, a new adjective for Congress, and that is Congress is now MMC. That is Muslim League Maowadi Congress. This is what he said. Now, what is the message, or what is the kind of perception he's trying to create for Congress? That is it a party which only believes in appeasement of Muslims and the Naxals? This is totally a new word again. Like he's come out with a new abbreviation for MY. That is the winning formula for them. That is the Mahila and the youths. But calling Congress an MMC party, I mean MLMC, Muslim
No,
League
isn't
Marxist Congress. Yes,
no, no.
Rajlakshmi.
Now, can I just 20 seconds?
Very briefly. Yes. Go ahead,
I
please.
think I think it was needless of the Prime Minister to speak anything about Congress today, because Congress was only fighting 60 seats. The main contest of BJP today was against RJD. So if
Yeah.
he is speaking about Congress, that means that somewhere down the line he is trying to give some message to Congress about the future. But that has nothing to do with Bihar today, because in Bihar, even if Congress had done very well, it was only fighting 60 seats. The main opposition in Bihar for BJP was the RJD. If he is messaging something for the Congress, that means that he is missing the trees for the woods here.
Okay. So very briefly, before I end the program, Rajlakshmi, this Congress is MLMC party, and in a way, he sent a message to every political party through Congress.
Actually, Neelu, there's nothing new in what he said. He's been just saying it in different forms. Essentially,
Hmm.
this whole appeasement, tushtikaran, etc. These are all standard phrases one hears every time. Whether during elections or after elections. Yes, in fact, it was a pertinent point that Siddharth raised as to as to why should he make Congress the target of his speech. I mean, if at all he should have said anything, would have been RJD, because RJD has sort of retained its full share. In fact, it's the largest, has got the largest chunk in the, among all the political parties. But 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 I think the NDA, or maybe Mr. Modi also sees the Congress still as a threat, as a potential threat. And obviously, otherwise, why would he at all mention the Congress?
Yeah.
Frankly, and
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, and that whole polarizing rhetoric, I think it has reached a saturation point. People also,
Yeah.
understand, because if SIR and polarizing rhetoric was enough, then I think the 10,000 announcement would not have been made. So
Absolutely.
it's quite clear that they somewhere internally they also realize that all these things are not going to really make such a dent. Yes, they can sort of create a fear psychosis. They can exclude lots of voters, lakhs of voters, and by majority of them being poor. But then they also have to do something additionally also, and that's where this whole thing comes up, and that was a game changer, I think, essentially. Otherwise, the jump in the JDU's vote share would not have happened. I mean, I don't think so.
Individually speaking, after non-stop shoots since 8 in the morning, we've just been analyzing elections, platforms after platforms. And it's been a baffling day, which is beyond the comprehension of the best of the pollsters. Best of the journalists have got it wrong. And I'm just wondering, Raj Lakshmi, and I think all the three of you would agree, I think we need to just unlearn whatever we've learned. We need to learn the scientific methodology of Prime Minister Modi and the way BJP is doing elections. I think we are getting it wrong. So I really don't know. I mean, we are discussing things which are not even found in the dictionary of Prime Minister Modi and BJP, and which is why everybody is totally befuddled as to what was seen on the ground. It looked like a keen contest. It looked, I wouldn't stick my neck out and say that, okay, Mahagathbandhan was forming a government. But everybody who went to the ground emphasized the fact that it was a close contest and anybody would
It
be in a
was.
position to form the government.
It was. If you
But
look
here
at the
is
results, it was.
one-sided tsunami brushing
No,
away
no.
the
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, in
Yes,
terms of seats, yes. But if you look at the vote shares, if you look at the actual margins, it's not so. In fact, there have been extremely sort of narrow victories for the BJP also, as in, at 600 votes, 700 votes, etc., or perhaps I think even less than that. So it's not been like that, it's not been. So it's been tight. It's been contested, and I think it's been tight, and I think the NDA, I think they know that what the opposition should do, and maybe I mean, there's something that is just loud thinking, is that things like SIR and all these things, freebies, etc. They have to sort of weave it into a larger narrative of
right,
you
right,
know
absolutely.
where you question the model of development, and you also present an alternate form of development to the people, because unless you present that cohesively and coherently, and you weave these things as part of it standalone, but then they don't make sense. So how
No, no,
these things are going to
but
impact people's freedoms, rights, employment, various things have to be woven into it. Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. I think the opposition will have to go back to the drawing board and just seriously think as to what is going wrong, what is the new playbook they have to follow, and not to forget winter session is starting on 1st of December. Whole lot of issues are there. Delhi blast is there. Today we've seen the story of how RSS has paid about $330,000 to a US law firm. And
Mm.
of course, I'm really running short of time, Siddharth. I know you want to comment, but very briefly, 20 seconds I'm giving you. Okay.
Just to put a little bit of cold water on the icing on of the cake that BJP has won today. In Punjab today, BJP lost its deposit in a by-election.
Okay. Okay.
So there
Okay.
are
So,
templates. There are templates how BJP can be defeated. There are templates.
okay. Okay. So let's see what the opposition does in the coming days. What happens to this entire vote chori campaign? Congress has mounted a signature campaign all across the country. DK Shivkumar was seen about 3 days ago, where he collected crores of signatures and he came to Delhi. What I'm talking to the senior Congress leaders, they are saying that they will carry all these signatures and submit it to the president of India. Now, how is all that going to be helpful? I really have no idea about it. But yes, seriously, the opposition has to introspect as to what is the way forward now in politics. If this is going to be the winning combination, election commission plus Modi ji's MY, with which they bribe the voters with 10,000 rupees, the electoral power, the machinery they have, the administrative power, I don't know. I'm at a loss of words to describe how opposition is going to do it. But yes, we must not lose hope. Uh, so let's see how it turns out. We'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, TK Raj Lakshmi, Siddharth
Thank
Sharma,
you.
Professor Sanjay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.